Most people think being strong at 72 means lifting weights or running marathons, but true strength at our age shows up in much quieter ways, ways most people completely overlook. I'm 74 years old. I live in a small house at the end of a quiet street. My husband died 7 years ago. My son lives 3 states away, and my daughter visits when she can. I'm not a doctor or a physical therapist. I'm just someone who's been paying attention to my own body, to my friends, to the people I see at the senior center on Wednesdays. And I've noticed something remarkable. Some people my age seem fragile. They move carefully, cautiously, like they're afraid their body might betray them at any moment. But others, they move differently. There's a confidence in how they carry themselves. Not arrogance, just a quiet trust in what their body can still do. For a long time, I couldn't put my finger on what made the difference. These people weren't necessarily thinner or better looking. They weren't all wealthy or privileged, but there was something about them, a vitality that had nothing to do with appearance and everything to do with capability. Today, I want to share 5 signs that, if you still have them at 72 or older, tell you something important. Your body is still strong. Not strong like you were at 40, but strong in the ways that matter now. Strong enough to live independently. Strong enough to take care of yourself. Strong enough to keep going. Before I begin, let me say this. Strength at our age isn't about comparison. It's not about being stronger than your neighbor or measuring up to some standard. It's about knowing what you still have and recognizing its value. Because these signs aren't just nice to have, they're essential. They're what stand between independence and dependence. The first sign is that you can still carry your groceries from the car to the house in one trip. I know that sounds ordinary, maybe even trivial, but think about what it actually requires. You have to grip the bags, carry weight, maintain your balance while walking, coordinate your movements, navigate stairs or uneven ground, and do all of this without stopping, without resting, without needing help. Last week I went to the grocery store. I bought enough for the week. Milk, canned goods, bread. The bags were heavy. Not impossibly heavy, but substantial. I carried them from my car to my kitchen, all at once, and when I set them down on the counter, I felt something. Not pride exactly, more like gratitude, because I know that simple act means my body is still working. My friend Helen can't do this anymore. She's only 73, a year younger than me, but she has to make multiple trips now. She carries one bag at a time. Sometimes she has to ask someone in the parking lot to help her load groceries into her car. And I've watched it affect her, not just physically, emotionally. She feels diminished by it, dependent in a way she never was before. Research suggests that grip strength and the ability to carry loads are strong indicators of overall functional capacity in older adults. When you can carry groceries, it means your muscles are still generating force. Your bones are still supporting weight. Your cardiovascular system is still delivering oxygen efficiently. It's not just about the groceries. It's about what carrying them represents. If you can still do this, even if the bags feel heavier than they used to, even if you have to walk a bit slower, that's a sign your body is still strong. Protect this ability. Use it. Because the moment you stop carrying things, the moment you always ask for help, your strength begins to fade faster than it would otherwise. The second sign is that you can get dressed in the morning without sitting down. This one surprised me when I first thought about it. Getting dressed seems so automatic. We've been doing it our whole lives. But as I've gotten older, I've realized how much it actually requires. Balance, flexibility, coordination, the ability to stand on one leg while putting on pants, the ability to reach behind your back to fasten a bra or tuck in a shirt. Every morning I get dressed standing up. I put on my underwear, my pants, my shirt, my shoes. I don't sit on the bed to do it. I don't hold on to furniture for support. I just stand there and dress myself. And that simple act is a sign that my body is still integrated, still coordinated, still strong enough to manage basic tasks without accommodation. I have another friend, Margaret. She's 76. She told me recently that she has to sit on her bed now to put on her pants. Her balance isn't good enough to stand on one leg anymore. And once she started sitting for that, she started sitting for other things too. Putting on shoes, Pulling up stockings, little by little, tasks that used to be automatic now require support. Many specialists believe that the ability to dress yourself independently is one of the clearest markers of functional independence in older adults. It requires multiple body systems working together: your vestibular system for balance, your muscles for strength, your joints for flexibility, your nervous system for coordination. When all of these are still functioning well, getting dressed is easy. When any of them starts to fail, getting dressed becomes a challenge. If you can still get dressed standing up without needing to sit or brace yourself against something, your body is telling you it's still strong. This is worth paying attention to, worth maintaining, because the ability to dress yourself without help is directly tied to your ability to live independently. The third sign is that you can still get out of a chair without using your hands. Try it right now if you're sitting. Stand up without pushing off the armrests, without using your hands at all, just using your legs. Could you do it? If so, that's remarkable, because that simple movement requires significant leg strength, core stability, and balance. It means your quadriceps are still powerful enough to lift your body weight. Your core muscles are still stable enough to keep you upright. Your balance is still good enough to transition from sitting to standing without support. I do this multiple times every day without thinking about it. I sit in my reading chair, stand up to answer the phone, sit down to eat, stand up to clear my plate. Each time I use just my legs, no hands on the armrests, no pushing off, just standing. But I've started noticing how many people my age can't do this anymore. They rock forward first, push off with their hands. Sometimes they need to try twice before they make it up. And I see the frustration on their faces, the awareness that something has changed, that something has been lost. Often linked to fall risk and overall mobility in older adults is lower body strength. The ability to stand from a seated position without using your hands is considered a key functional test. When you can do it, it means you have the strength to recover if you start to fall. You have the power to catch yourself. You're not helpless if you lose your balance. I had a moment last year that made me grateful for this ability. I was walking in the park and I tripped on an uneven piece of sidewalk. My body lurched forward, but instead of falling, my legs caught me. I stumbled, but I didn't go down. And I know that if my leg strength wasn't good, if I couldn't stand up from a chair without my hands, I probably would have fallen. Probably would have broken something. But my body was strong enough to save me. If you can still stand from a chair without using your hands, even if it takes more effort than it used to, your body is still strong. This is one of the most important signs because it directly predicts your ability to avoid falls and maintain mobility. The fourth sign is that you sleep through most of the night and wake up feeling somewhat rested. I know sleep changes as we age. I know about waking up to use the bathroom, about lying awake at 3 a.m. with your mind racing, about aches and pains that make it hard to get comfortable. I experience all of that, but despite those interruptions, I still sleep. Most nights I get a solid 5 or 6 hours. I wake up once or twice, but I fall back asleep, and when I get up in the morning, I feel reasonably rested. Not like I did at 40, but good enough to face the day. This is a sign of strength that most people don't recognize, because quality sleep means your body is still regulating itself. Your nervous system is still cycling through the stages of sleep it needs for repair. Your hormones are still balanced enough to support rest. Your body is doing the deep maintenance work that happens during sleep. My neighbor Barbara hasn't slept well in years. She's 75. She takes sleeping pills, but they don't help much. She wakes up exhausted every morning, and I can see how it affects everything else: her mood, her energy, her ability to think clearly. She's physically weak because her body isn't getting the rest it needs to repair and rebuild. Research suggests that sleep quality is closely tied to physical and cognitive health in older adults. During sleep, your body repairs muscle tissue, consolidates memories, and clears waste products from your brain. Without adequate sleep, your body can't maintain its strength. Your muscles don't recover from daily activities. Your brain doesn't process information efficiently. Everything suffers. If you're still sleeping reasonably well most nights, Is if you're waking up feeling somewhat rested, that's a sign your body is still strong. It's still capable of the deep restorative processes that happen during sleep, and that restoration is what allows you to stay functional during the day. The fifth sign, and this might be the most important, is that you still feel hungry at regular times. I know this sounds strange, but stay with me. Appetite is a sign of vitality. When your body is functioning well, it knows when it needs fuel. It sends you clear signals. You feel hungry in the morning, hungry at lunch, hungry at dinner. Your body is actively managing its energy needs. I still feel hungry 3 times a day. Every morning around 8, I'm ready for breakfast. By noon, I'm thinking about lunch. By 6, I'm ready for dinner. My appetite is consistent, predictable, and that consistency tells me my body is still working properly. But I have friends who've lost their appetite. They eat because they know they should, not because they're hungry. They pick at their food. They skip meals because they just don't feel like eating. And I've watched how quickly they decline when that happens. They lose weight. They lose muscle. They lose strength. All because their body has stopped sending clear signals about what it needs. Many specialists believe that maintaining a healthy appetite is one of the clearest signs of overall health in older adults. Loss of appetite can indicate underlying problems, depression, medication side effects, digestive issues, or more serious illness. But when appetite is good, when you feel hungry at regular intervals, it usually means your body is still functioning well. Your metabolism is active. Your digestive system is working. Your body is asking for the fuel it needs. If you still feel genuinely hungry at mealtimes, if food still tastes good to you, if you still enjoy eating, that's a sign your body is strong. It's engaged with life. It's still actively managing its needs, and that engagement is what keeps you vital. Now, I want you to think about these 5 signs: carrying groceries, getting dressed standing up, standing from a chair without your hands, sleeping reasonably well, feeling hungry at regular times. How many of these do you still have? Maybe all 5, maybe 3 or 4. Maybe you're struggling with 1 or 2. Wherever you are, that's where you are, and there's no judgment in that. We're all aging, we're all dealing with changes, but knowing where you stand, knowing what you still have, that's important. Because these signs tell you something about your body's capacity, and that capacity determines how you live. If you have all 5 of these signs, or even most of them, that your body is still strong. Not strong like it was decades ago, but strong in the ways that matter now. Strong enough to take care of yourself, strong enough to live the life you want to live. But here's what I want you to understand. These signs aren't permanent. They're not guaranteed. They require maintenance. If you stop carrying things, you'll lose the strength to carry things. If you start sitting down to get dressed, your balance will deteriorate faster. If you stop standing from chairs without your hands, your legs will get weaker. If you let your sleep get worse without addressing it, everything else will decline. If you stop eating when you're hungry, your body will start to shut down. Strength at our age isn't something you have. It's something you maintain every day with small choices. So what do you do with this information? First, take honest stock. Go through these 5 signs. Really assess where you are with each one. Not to judge yourself, but to know, to understand your current capacity. If you have these signs, protect them. Keep carrying things. Keep getting dressed standing up. Keep standing from chairs without assistance. Keep working on your sleep. Keep eating regular meals. These abilities are precious. Don't take them for granted. If you're losing some of these signs, that's information, not a verdict. It tells you where you need to focus attention. Maybe you need to start doing simple leg exercises to maintain the strength to stand from a chair. Maybe you need to work on your balance to keep dressing while standing. Maybe you need to address your sleep issues with your doctor. Maybe you need to figure out why your appetite is declining. But don't accept decline as inevitable. At 72, at 75, at 80, your body is still capable of maintaining strength. Maybe not building new strength like you could at 40, but maintaining what you have, and sometimes even regaining what you thought was lost. I think about my friend Dorothy. She's 77. 2 years ago, she could barely stand from a chair. Her legs had gotten so weak. She thought that was just how it was going to be from now on, but her doctor suggested simple exercises, chair squats, standing up and sitting down over and over. She started doing them every day, just 5 minutes. Within 3 months, she could stand from a chair without her hands again. She'd gotten back an ability she thought was gone forever. Not through magic, not through expensive treatments, through consistent, simple effort. That's what I want you to hear. Your body is still responsive. It's still capable, but you have to give it what it needs: movement, good nutrition, rest, attention, and the reward for that attention is continued strength, continued independence, continued ability to live life on your terms. So I'm going to ask you to do something. This week, focus on one of these 5 signs, just one. If you can carry your groceries, keep doing it. If you can get dressed standing up, keep doing it. If you can stand from a chair without your hands, keep doing it. If you're sleeping reasonably well, protect that. If you're eating well, maintain that. And if you're struggling with one of these, make a plan to work on it. Talk to your doctor. Look up simple exercises. Make small changes to your routine. But do something, because these signs matter. They're not just nice to have. They're what stand between the life you're living now and the life you don't want to live. Your body at 72, 75, 80, it's still your body. It's still working for you. It's still strong in ways that matter. And if you take care of it, if you pay attention to it, if you respect what it still can do, it will carry you forward. Not forever, but for longer than you might think. If what I've shared today resonated with you, I hope you'll subscribe to this channel. This is what we talk about here: practical wisdom for those of us in our later years. No false promises, no miracle cures, just honest conversations about what it means to age with strength and dignity. And if you know someone around our age who needs to hear this, someone who's wondering if their body is still strong, please share this with them. Sometimes we need to be reminded of what we still have. Sometimes we need permission to acknowledge our strength instead of focusing only on what's changed. Thank you for spending this time with me. Pay attention to your body. It's still talking to you. It's still showing you what it can do. And that's worth celebrating. I'll see you in the next one.